welcome to episode 38 of Detroit Comics Party. Today, our guest is Molly Jeffrey, artist and illustrator of Blob Life comics, rock and roll scene maker. Probably the well-dressed of all our guests during this shoot. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming to us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
So you'd instructed us that we would ask the questions and you would just respond to questions that we asked.
And this is new for us, but we'll try.
What is Blob Life?
I have no idea. I don't know. It's nothing specific. It's just a visual of what I'm constantly thinking about.
Where does the blob come from?
Well, I love cartoons, so I wanted to just have a character that's kind of like a cartoon character that I love, and I love Blob. I guess.
Was Blob a pre-existing condition, or was this something that you came up with? Or
I just came up with him. Kind of, he is me in like artistic form, I guess.
kind of like abstractified
Yeah.
shapes that are representing autobiographical concepts?
Yeah.
If I got the right impression?
Yeah.
Does it allow you to do things that you wouldn't if you were really like faithfully visually representing what you're talking about? Or
I don't know. I always assume I come across as shy, so it's just a way of, I don't know, I just throw all my ideas into this one thing and it just comes out the way it comes out.
Just for the record, the way we met was the opposite of shyness. Where Kevin and I were showing work at the Trumbleplex Zine Fest, and you came up. You had not been to a zine show before, or it was your first comic. You had not been to a zine show before, and you came up. This is my comic, and like, having never met you, this is my comic, and then we exchanged information, and you and I hung out like immediately, which is totally foreign to me, because I feel like I'm shy, and I would never hang out with somebody who I just had met. It would have to be a long vetting process of like running into each other at shows and like tiptoeing around on social media, and then after years of this, maybe hanging out in person. So I feel like shyness might be more internal.
Yeah, I guess. Well, when I was
Say
at
your
that
thing.
show,
I was going to say Mike and I just started hanging out.
okay.
It's been a long time.
When I was at that show, secretly, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know, do I just like bring my shit? I don't know like what goes on here. And I was like, did not know what to expect. That's why I just like threw it at you, but secretly I just wanted to leave. I really wanted to leave.
After you met us?
not be like, I liked everything that was going on there. It was really great, but I don't know. I was like, oh God, I gotta go home now. It's too
Were you
much.
like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Or what's going
like,
on here?
okay,
How do I give this
They
or
see it
sell
and they liked
this,
it,
or-
and then I don't know. I didn't know how to do anything. I don't know how to sell stuff. I didn't even know if anyone would even like it. So that was pretty cool that you just wanted a whole handful of them. I just didn't. Like, how I got started into zines was from my friend Alex. I didn't know anything about it, but she showed me like everything about them, and I just kind of used it as just a way to express. It's kind of like therapy. I just like, when I'm feeling sad or something, I just like go at it and throw a bunch of stuff in it. So I didn't know how to go about actually like showing it to people, I guess. So that's why I went. So I'm like, I think these people might help me. Or maybe.
What was your impression? Like, if that was the first show you went to, what was your impression of it? Like,
I
did
actually-
you picture yourself being the
Yes.
seller after seeing that? Or
I liked that show way better than the other one we were at.
Mm-hmm. Us too.
Yeah, because it was like, I don't know, I liked it was a smaller place, and I feel like the people who were there had like similar things going on. But I don't remember what was the even question.
Like after going to it, did it give you some kind of idea of where the pathway of comics fame, whatever it is, you were?
I still suck at
wanted
selling
to go
my
on?
zines, so I don't know.
Did we even mention in this episode so far that Blob Life is the name of your zine that is kind of like a comic, or your comic that's kind of like a zine, and that you have 2 issues done and a 3rd one's on the way? It's a book. Blob Life is a book that people could access if they talked to you on the internet or
Yeah.
found you at a zine show.
Yeah.
A book. A zine. Do you call it a zine?
Yes.
I call it a comic.
I call it a zine. But I don't know. I guess you could call it whatever you want. I don't know. Yeah, like I would call it either one of those, I guess.
I guess we found that calling it all of the things means you can go to any of the fairs or fests
True.
or whatever.
It would fit nicer at a zine fair rather than a comic convention.
I think so too. But it's hard for me to say that either because I never feel that we entirely fit into any of the shows that we go to.
Mm-hmm.
But although, I mean, we're trying to expand the amount of and scope of work that we offer, I think, so maybe there will always be one thing out of 50 that fits with the
And I
place
feel like
that we're at.
one of the things that endeared you to us immediately was like, this is one of those things that's not really a zine and not really a comic at
Right.
the same time, thus making it, it's maybe it's not a zine, maybe it's not a comic, maybe it's just that true expression of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said,
which-
you're not coming at it from the perspective of like, I see this and I want to go this way and make a comic that is like this other comic. It's just, I have feelings and I want to draw them and like talk about them, which is a good place to come from, I think.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at, hey, there's zombies or zombies. Let's make a comic about zombies. What are your plans going forward with the comic? Do you want to make more comics? Do you want to make comics forever? Do you want to go to more shows? What would you like
I
to do?
want to definitely make more comics because I like them and I like comics in general, so it's like cool to have your own little thing. But I also want to make like larger size like posters and stuff. But I always feel like I never have time, so then I just never do it.
Just working constantly
Yeah.
or what?
Well, not even, but I feel like every time I like want to go do something, like my friend or something happens, like, hey, let's go do this. I'm like, all right, sweet, yeah, I'll go get drunk or something, like, or go to the movie or just fucking hang out somewhere else. But in reality, I just like, oh, I should just fucking stay home and do my art because that's what I really want to do, but I just don't all the time.
You need to clamp down on that social impulse.
that's a real struggle. Like, for ages I got nothing done because I was going out every night, and every night there was a cool show or a cool party or some place where somebody was hanging out and I could go meet up with them. And like, my favorite thing in my life that I've ever done is stop doing anything like that. Now I don't hang out. You can find me at home.
Yeah.
If the sun's down, I'm at home. And not necessarily working on artwork, though. Now it's like, all these seasons on Netflix calling my name. I gotta crush those before I couldn't possibly start writing my new book with all these unwatched seasons. I don't know. If it's not one thing, it's another, I guess, with procrastination.
That's
Yeah.
my like biggest thing. I have like a whole mental list of all this stuff I want to do, but it takes me forever to even get to the first thing. I'm gonna do this instead.
When you are working, do you blast out a bunch of things at the same time? Like you sit down and work for like an entire day, or does it kind of trickle out over a longer time?
It trickles out over a longer time. It always takes me forever to get something done. But there are times where I'll just like get up, make a pot of coffee and just like do a bunch of drawings that day. But then other times it's like, awesome, yes, I have like the day off, make a pot of coffee, and then I just get distracted and I have all my stuff out and then I don't do anything. It's like, oh man, I'm wasting so much time, but it's like, also this is really great music video or something stupid. Like just searching a bunch of random stuff, which I could do at any time, but I don't know, if it doesn't come to me, if it's like not there, I also have to have like an idea. I can't just like sit down and be like, yes, have to get this done in this amount of time. Because if I do that, I don't have an idea of what I want to do, I will not do anything. I have to have like I have to like plan it out in my head before I actually do anything. That's probably why it takes me so long to get anything done, because I never have like the full thing. I always do it in chunks. And then once I do it in chunks and then I finally get the final project like all together, like, okay, the way I set up my zines, I have like 14 like half pages of it, like 8.5 by 11, but like half. But anyways.
Zine shape?
Yeah, zine shape pages. But I'll have like I'll do it in chunks because I can't do the whole thing at once. But then when it's finally the final thing, I'm like, I hate this page. And then I have to like go like make another thing, or like none of this goes together at all. Like, what can I do?
Oh, you redraw things?
Sometimes. Like I have the one I'm working on now, I wanted to do just a bunch of like illustrations of blobs, like violent, stabby, bloody blobs. But I got one, I'm like, I don't want to use this one. And so now I'm like taking my time to even do anything else.
So you have an actual editing process that's part of making a book.
I'm a perfectionist too, and like every time I make a new zine, I like don't like my last one. It's like it's not as good.
I don't think that's a bad thing. It just means you're growing and making things that it's something you couldn't have made before.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And the creation of one zine always informs the creation of the second one, where then you can like see your own movement on the like timeline or skill level graph or something, where you use each previous zine to step it up. You use it as like the riser. I don't know.
I do use like my old stuff as like inspiration because I like the way it all looks. It all looks like all my zines, like even the first few, it all looks like it flows together, but they're all like very different.
The consistency is like spot on, like internally consistent over each individual book and then across the larger work. Like that's unheard of, which I love that.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. I feel like I keep asking you the same question, but like, what is your impression? Like you said, that was the first show like that you ever went to, was the one at Trumbleplex. Like, what do you think? Like, what does it make you feel like when you see what is going on? Like that. I
like to see how different everyone's ideas are. Like everything is so different. Like like I said, I'm like new to this stuff, so I did not realize how many different kind of zines you could have. Like one's just pictures, or one's just like stories. A mixture of both. Some are just illustrations. Some are actually like little mini comics. I like love how different everything it is, and how people like express themselves through it. Like me, I usually only make my zines when I'm like really sad, which is another reason why it's not like consistent like everyday thing. So I use it as like kind of a therapy thing, just like get everything out on a page instead of like leaving it locked in. And so it's cool that I'm sure there are definitely other people who have very similar like reasons why they do zines, but there's so many different. There's like, I just like that. That was my favorite thing, especially at the second place we were at. There was even more. And I was not expecting that much more. I was like, oh shit, this is cool. But
does it make you want to try some of those other styles out, or do you want to keep going with the direction that you have already?
Both.
Yeah.
I like the direction I'm going in already, but there are like different things that I want to do, like maybe do like a different size, or like how I was telling you earlier, I already have my fourth idea. Like all my third ones are all like totally like emotional, whatever, but my fourth one's gonna be just K-pop. And how much I love it. Which is probably going to be unexpected. I'm going to make it, that one I want to be, it probably will actually like be the same style, but completely different.
I was going to
like,
say,
context.
Okay, so you described the third Blob Life, which is yet to be completed, as a suicide note with no death at the end. Mm-hmm. And that sounds super bleak, but super on model for a zine, especially one that you describe as only working on it when you're sad and as a catharsis. And I was gonna say a happy zine would almost be like a ringer, like stand out as suspicious. But that's excellent that you would plan that your fourth one would be possibly very positive. But a positive zine in the greater zine scene, I don't think that. Maybe it's
there's no place for it.
There's no place for that. But like on the news, it's easy to show a horrible, awful thing, because that's what's going to get you clicks and get you viewers. Yeah. But like a piece of happy good news is really rare, and I feel like it's like a similar arc in the zine scene.
We've been talking about that in music too, like you mentioned, like looking for fun as a component of art that is missing a lot of times. That it's something to like kind of watch out for and hold on to.
I'm excited. I have nothing but anticipation for your forthcoming work.
Well, like I said, everything is different. I just want to see if I can do something different. But for all I know, maybe I'll like ditch it and do something else that's totally sad or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
It's
on my list of things.
Right.
There are some, but pretty much it'll probably be mostly about Beast. But I'm not going to explain that. You'll have to read it if I do it.
Is it going to be like a guide?
I don't know yet. I have no idea. I just thought of it today, so it's not fully in my brain yet.
But I love how this conversation kind of makes me think of like conversations about conceptual art, where it's like, oh, it's a film loop of a teeter-totter with a thing and a play, and then the camera moves like this, and then it's like that. But it's really about like the plight of Native Americans in America. Like the one thing doesn't really have to do with the other, and I like the idea of that it being, it's an autobiographical cathartic zine, but the form it takes is maybe so different, because it is kind of lovely cartoon drawings of this fun-looking character, but I don't know. I love the dichotomy. I love the dissonance, and all the things. It's hard to describe. We're not describing it very well, but that makes it all the better.
It's not a visual medium.
Right, it's not a visual medium. I don't know. I love that, and the way that we were talking about it. To pull us totally out of the moment. The way you were describing it makes me feel even more positive about the Blob Life work, I think.
Are there any comics or cartoonists or zines that you like to read or that have inspired you in some way?
I don't know.
Or anger you into wanting to make something different?
No, it's not like specific artists. Like I do have like specific few favorite artists, but I like to mix different styles. Like I really love like comic books. You have everything in like each frame, but I also like layering everything. So I like to take like that aspect and adding like, I don't know, I like when things like look dirty too. But I don't know, I don't know. Just different styles, because I like pop art style, so I like try to throw that in there somewhere and like mix that with just like a bunch of scribbling. Is that kind of answer like you?
Sure, I don't know. That's a good answer too. Is there? I mean, are there any books or anything, or any kind of like book arts or comic arts that
My
you
favorite
pay attention to?
art is Frank Miller Sin City. Like, I love that. I like that it's just like black and like gritty and like gross looking, and like everyone's like got like extreme features. I just think it's really awesome.
Vulgarish and hideous.
That is my favorite. If I'd have to pick that. But I also like super cute things. Like, I love like the Scott Pilgrim comics. I love that. I don't know. And like 90s stuff. And another inspiration is Cowboy Bebop. I love that animation, like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just like, I don't know.
Tell about was it a painting or a print that you got the other day that you posted on the internet?
Oh, that was just a print. My friend Mackenzie gave it to me. It's by Niagara from Detroit. And I love her, like that kind of style too, like 50s, like badass girls, like, oh, fucking Tank Girl. I love Tank Girl, that kind of stuff. I also I just like love cool girls. I want to be a cool girl. Yeah, but yeah, my friend Mackenzie just got me that. It was like one of the best presents I ever got. I thought it was awesome. It said, it's like this girl, like 50s styles girl who's purple and green, and it says, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. But all of her art is like that. Like, I used some of her prints as inspiration in my second zine, and I don't know, I just like how it's like snarky and like bitchy, but it's like, yeah, you're a badass and no one's gonna fuck with you. Be a bitch. It's fun.
I think that's an underserved commodity
Yeah.
in all media, probably. We need more powerful ladies. And
Yeah.
fully like articulated personalities instead of just one-sided.
Instead of just tough.
or the
or
male
just-
gaze
yeah.
or whatever, you know. I hate that term. But somebody was just, I was like, what the hell is that? It's like, I'm familiar with the concept, but I didn't realize it was called that.
Who are they?
What the hell am I talking about?
I don't know.
But yeah. So those are a few of my inspirations. I don't know.
That's cool. So what is your background? Do you have like a background in doing like drawing or art, or what do you go to a music scene of some kind, or what is your
I don't really have.
group?
I don't know. Out of like my actual like specific friend group, I'm the only one who does stuff like this besides my friend Alex. But like my sister and my friend Mackenzie, who I've been friends with forever, they don't like do this kind of art stuff. But I always like doodled, but I went to Arts Academy in the Woods. I graduated from there. I graduated in 2D art class, but I never did anything like this in high school. I don't know
Where
why.
did you go?
Arts Academy in the Woods.
Okay. I thought you meant you went to like an arts academy that was in the woods. Is it actually in the woods?
No, it's not actually in the woods.
They cut all
It's
the
in
streets.
You said it
Fraser.
really fast, like you were like, we're not allowed to talk about it, or it's like hidden under a big mushroom or something.
No.
Like we're not allowed to go back there.
No, it's not in the woods. It's just in Fraser. It was really cool. You got to like I majored in art, but I never did anything like this in high school, and I wish I did. But I don't know. I was just oblivious. I didn't do anything in high school, actually. But I passed.
They let you out of the woods.
Yeah. No, but I just did like my actual like art projects, and I was really good at drawing. I did a really cool like charcoal self-portrait. I hate painting. I hated painting. I like watercolors. I just did typical art projects. And then a couple years after high school, when I started hanging out with my friend Alex, is when she showed me everything about zines, like the Riot Girl movement, like all that kind of stuff, and I loved it. I'm like, this is cool. Like, I love this and I need a way to express myself and this is what I'm gonna do, but I kind of wanted to like make it my own thing. I didn't want to make it like typical, which I think I did. That's what you keep saying, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm trying to sell it. I'm trying to move your units.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't think we would have responded so positively if it wasn't that exact thing, you know?
Yeah.
If it wasn't the tightly focused laser between like your personality and what the product is, I don't think it would have spoken to me as much.
Well, I'm glad it did. Yeah, but my friend Alex, she recently moved and I miss her. This is her vest. I wear it every day. But she makes really good zines too, so I wish she was here and like sharing all of her zines because hers are really good.
Where'd she move to?
Kansas.
She moved to Fraser. We'll never see her.
Yeah, I know. She lives in the woods.
Tell her to come up for the Comix Party event.
I know, I should.
And then
get
like
her
have a
up here.
reunion and like split a table and like bring the history, make the sparks fly.
That would be great.
Like as a reunion, yeah.
That would be great. But,
What are her projects like? Does she do...
she is I don't know. Well, she has like a breakup one that's like all Drake lyrics, like stuff like that.
Was she dating Drake?
No. But that one's, I like that one. Hers are like more personal too. She's way better at writing than me. Hers are more like collages, lots of playlists, which are awesome. She listens to a lot of music and a lot of really good music. Like we would sit there, like when she used to live over in Warren on 8 Mile, and I would just go over there all the time. We would just sit in her living room, in different parts of her living room, in our completely own worlds, and she was just always like writing lists down, constant lists, which I was like, I like your lists. I need to start making lists. And then I would just be doing like drawing like blobs and stuff.
Well, we're glad you draw blobs and stuff, and we're very happy that you were able to come on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Molly.
We'll see you all next time on Detroit Comics Party. Good evening.